Hello, this is part 2 of section 0.3. The term percent means hundredths. Actually, because it's Latin, it means per 100, which is why we get hundredths. For example, another way to write 3% is 3 over 100. Write each number as a percent and vice versa. So 17% would be 17 over 100. Well, that is the same as 0.17 because you move the decimal 2 to the left. 0.34, well, that's 34 hundredths. So that's 34%. 109.5%, well, percent means per 100, so that's 109.5 over 100. Not allowed to have a decimal in a fraction, so multiply by 10 over 10. That gives us 1095 over 1,000. And because it's 1,000, move the decimal 3 to the left, that's 1.095. Notice, even though to go from the fraction to the decimal we had to move it 3 to the left, to go straight from the percent to the decimal, we only went 2 to the left. 0.08, well, that's 8 hundredths, so that will be 8%. 3/10, well, in order to get a percent, I need hundredths, so I'm going to multiply by 10 over 10. So we get the 30 over 100, so this is 30%. Just like an E for part F, we need 100 on the bottom, so I'm going to multiply by 4 over 4, and we get 56 over 100, or 56%. Summary: how to go from percent to decimal. You move the decimal place 2 places to the left. Percent to fraction. You place the percent over 100 and adjust decimal places. Accordingly. Decimal to percent. Move the decimal place 2 places to the right. And finally, fraction to percent. Rewrite the fraction with 100 in the denominator. This is not always possible. So if you cannot rewrite the denominator as 100, what you need to do instead is go from fraction to decimal, and then from decimal to percent. Example 4. A baseball pitcher won 80% of games he pitched. If he pitched 35 games, how many games did he win? Well, I need 80% of 35. So to find a percentage of a number, you multiply the number by the percentage as a decimal. So first, 80% is 0.80 as a decimal. And then we take that 35 times 0.80. Now to multiply decimals, remember we ignore the decimals, so 35 times 80, I'm going to put the 80 on top. Five times 0, 5 times 8, placeholder 0 first, then 3 times 0, and 3 times 8. And there were 0 decimal places here. There were 2 decimal places here. So we need 2 decimal places in our answer. So we get 28.00 or 28 games. B. There are 28 students in a freshman-sophomore level class. 16 of those students are freshmen. What percent of the class are sophomores? So I have 16 freshmen out of 28 students, and I'm asking what percent are sophomores. First thing we need to do is find the number of sophomores. So 28 minus 16 equals 12 sophomores. So I need that as a percent. So that would be 12 over 28. First of all, I'm going to reduce that by dividing by 2 on the top and bottom to get 6 over 14. Oh, I could have divided by a bigger number, but I'm just going to divide by 2 again to get 3 over 7. So now, there's no way to make 7 into 100 because 7 doesn't go into 100. So to get the percent, I need to convert this to a decimal first. So to convert this to a decimal, you do 3.00000. I don't know how many zeros we're going to need. Divided by 7. Does 7 go into 3? No. Bring the decimal point up. Does 7 go into 30? Yes, 4 times. 4 times 7 is 28. Subtract. Bring down the 0. Does 7 go into 20? Yes, 2 times. 2 times 7 is 14. Subtract. 6. Carry down the 0. Does 7 go into 60? Yes, 8 times. 8 times 7 is 56. Subtract 4. Now this will go forever, but this is close enough for this example. So this is approximately equal to 0.428. And then I move the decimal over 2. So that's equal to 42.8% of the class are sophomores, approximately. Part C. Maurice took a math test and got 35 answers correct and 10 incorrect. What was the percentage of correct answers? First off, we need to find out the total number of answers. So we take the number of correct answers plus the number of incorrect answers to get 45. Then to find the percentage of correct answers, we take the number of correct answers divided by the number of answers in total. So we can reduce this by dividing by 5 on top and bottom to give us 7 over 9. Now 9 again is one of those numbers that can't be made into 100. So the first thing we're going to do is have to do long division to convert it to a decimal. But there's a trick for 9s. So if you take a number divided by 9, it's just that number repeating. So 7/9 is 0.777. So then this is 77.7%. And that is it for part 2 of section 0.3.